Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us. Check out IWC, RWA, and more. And listeners like you, support this show at Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back.
It is the Monday Mayhem Warriors, and this camera is off-centered because I just set it back up. This is at Sorgatron, Mike Sorg here in the Sorgatron Media Studio in Pittsburgh, PA. and I'm wearing different headphones. Everything is off kilter tonight. Man, this is what happens when we do a D&D session and I come down a half an hour before a show. But that's okay. We got a lot going on. First of all, coming at excuse me, from Beacon, New York, he is the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from the WWE. He is Mad Mike.
Sorg, you can tell it's Labor Day because Raw sure wasn't working.
Oh, yeah. Here's your feed right now. I'm going to fix that in a moment. But it wasn't working. So you watched all but the last, 20 minutes, you said?
Yeah, I didn't really care about the Mysterios.
Was a lot going in. You saw
between seeing the Mysterio family and the Bradshaw family on the commercials, I'm like, I don't care about either.
Oh, there's a lot of Brad. That's your new, oh my, can I not see any more of the Chris Lees? It's going to be Terry Bradshaw. Hey, he's Pittsburgh. He's all ours. It's all ours. Lucky us.
I don't even know.
We also, Mike, maybe we can cheer you up.
I don't want to hear Terry Bradshaw talk about his daughter's tits.
No, that was weird.
I don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, no, that was weird too. Yeah. Mike, I got something to cheer you up tonight.
Okay.
We have a special guest.
Wait, we do.
We have a special guest.
We do. Oh, Sorg.
Yes.
Oh my God. Is that a special guest from a galaxy far, far away?
Apparently. Is the Dudders on the line?
Oh, possibly.
It's a Dudders!
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
It's a Duddalorian.
Yes. You were excited about the Mandalorian coming. You were all decked out today and with your baby Yoda, the shirt, and everything.
Yeah. Yes, I get to see Mad Mike. I haven't seen him in forever.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Dudders, I have hair.
I don't.
I know. It's weird. It's like it's a role reversal.
It is. It really is. But anyways, so Dudders is on because we we participated in something this weekend. We'll talk about WWE RAW and everything.
Was it Raw Underground?
It was not Raw Underground. It was something else that was kind of underground, actually. It was kind of an illicit backyard wrestling show. But Katie and I both attended. I was shooting some background that you'll see some footage coming up here. There's actually a little bit of a trailer, just kind of helping the guys out over there over on IndieWrestling.us Twitter that we dropped Sunday morning. But we did a lot of interviews with some of the talent and shot a lot of kind of background for documentary stuff. So hopefully that'll come up here before the end of the week if my schedule works out here. But Katie, so we both we were both at MV Young's Polycult Party 2 here in Pittsburgh, which was much needed considering the drought of wrestling. Like, Katie, I've driven to Morgantown and Altoona to watch live wrestling, and I was so glad to go across the river or something. For those the uninitiated, can you kind of explain what the heck it was that we experienced on Saturday?
Oh, gosh. It was a magical evening of wrestling with the most... I think, diverse group of wrestlers I've seen at a show, as far, just across the board. And it was just such a fun and safe and enjoyable environment that it was just magical and so much needed. It was amazing. And the colors of the pan flag were just everywhere. And
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just like the palette. I'm not I'm not up on I'm still learning a lot of the insignias and I was like, this is a nice color palette, but I guess there's more meaning to that. But no, it was so I got there early and got to see a lot of the setup, and it was really cool. On the background, seeing a lot of the Pittsburgh crew, half of the people there that were involved behind the scenes or wrestlers on the card were from a lot of them from New Jersey, New York, and of course we had a lot of Pittsburgh crew. Of course we had from some Erie and Cleveland like PB Smooth coming in, but it was a nice mix of talent, a lot of being introduced to. I was introduced to Big Game Leroy for one, and a lot of other ones. But it was a backyard show. It was streamed live on Twitch. They took donations to help support it. by the Go Professional Wrestling guys, Go Pros. I believe they were out of New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken, and they looks like they did a tremendous job from the clips I've been seeing from it. Over on Twitch. I know you got to hang out with Damian ringside, and it was just kind of cool to be back at like more or less a wrestling show again.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I had a blast. Like you said, I got to sit next to Damien, wrestling photographer for extraordinaire. I'm just gonna get that out.
So what kind of stuck out for you for the day?
Oh gosh, I was trying to think of like my top moments from that whole show, and I couldn't narrow it down at all because there were so many fun things that we got to see happen, and like wrestlers that I've never. Mike, there was a guy. His name is Bundertaker. And he comes out in a hot dog costume into a remix of Undertaker's music, and it's amazing.
The Bundertaker.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of different variants of the Undertaker, some of which I can't even mention on this show.
Oh no! I think Gregory Iron. Interviewed that one, and we'll let them take that. So.
No, I'm gonna let that one.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bundertaker.
It was like the Animal Crossing hot dog costume.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of puns, but
well, that's okay because his opponent was named Pancake.
Now, if the Bundertaker ever started his own WrestleMania streak, I don't know if he'd ever be able to catch up.
You know what? You know what though? I think he's already started because I think this was a return from. I think he might have been on the first show too, so he may be able to do his own polycall party streak.
Sorg just completely no-sold my joke. Just
No?
completely no-sold my joke.
I want to blame the different headphones.
Oh, God. Sorg just completely no-sold it.
I'm relishing this.
Like
That's how you get over.
There you go. There you go.
Dudders, you're the worst. And we've hit full circle, I think.
There you go. It comes back around. Personally, a personal victory for me. I finally got to see in person and meet Effy, who we've had on the Indie Mayhem show years ago.
Oh, how'd that go?
How'd that go? Mike, he teamed with Calvin Couture and Tyler Klein. I
saw a little gif of that over the weekend. Yeah, that's a Chikara King of Trios team. If Chikara was still a thing.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. There was a lot of people there. I think some under new personas. Pancake, for instance, I believe that was his first match. He was a Chikara trainee. There were a lot of Chikara. Still Life was there.
Did Pancake use a flapjack in the match?
I don't know. I don't remember. Katie, do you recall it all?
I don't remember, but no, that's hilarious.
Because honestly, if you didn't, missed opportunity.
By the way, Marcus Mann was on commentary, and I understand was in rare form, so I think that's going to be worth it. I may rewatch it just to catch the commentary afterwards. So it's about a 2 to 3 hour show over there, and like I said, they put them up for free. In the first one, which definitely was at a much I think the first polycall party was only like an hour, and they were in a cramped Brooklyn backyard, Mike. So I talked with somebody.
To be fair, is there any other kind?
Yeah, that's right. Well, first, when I was talking to somebody about it, I was just like, first of all, I thought Brooklyn has yards? ? And then it came to, of course, this is what it would look like if they had yards. I get it. I think they said it might have been a tomato patch that they set up a ring in the middle of. So,
that sounds accurate. But
it was
like an heirloom tomato farm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it was good. There was some the Katie I noticed got a square picture of everybody's butt during that match. So
well, I mean, we all know who that's for.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of ammunition for Bradley later. So yeah. So but no, it was a really good show. So Effy was a highlight, of course. MV, a great match, great 3-way match. Again, like a lot of people I was kind of just being introduced to, and I'm hoping to get better with names and stuff because I'm usually horrible with that in the first place. Jim Sterling was there. Of course, we know from Rise Wrestling with a Y as the Supreme Commander power over there. He served as the ring announcer. So No, it was some really cool stuff. It was cool to work with him again and have a conversation with him. And he brought the usual Jim Sterling flair to an event like this. So it was like I said, it was a very welcoming event. I think this was missed. I know the guys from Enjoy Wrestling were really big on the idea of shows kind of similar to this to be kind of a welcoming thing for everybody of all walks of life. Rise Wrestling has endeavored to go down this line as well. I was really good to see things like there's a sheet of paper going around. I did for the I think mostly for the commentators and the announcers, just had a list of proper pronouns for people to make sure they're straight, because I know that's a thing that we've had problems with that in the past, actually, with some of our announcers needing to be corrected like midstream when certain people are down at certain promotions. So and it's a difficult thing to keep straight. So it's good that it's good to have like that kind of call sheet. So it is. I understand there's some great calls on that introductions. It was they started off. I saw a tweet that said it was delightful to see it started off with welcome, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary people, to the Bully Call party at the beginning of the Twitch stream. So, those kinds of things were really cool. Again, I just met so many awesome people that day, and it was just super great to see a lot of the wrestling crew that I haven't in several months, because they just haven't been involved in projects that we've been doing or trying to do on the back end here to keep things going in Pittsburgh for the last several months. And I think MV Young on Twitter said, thank you for giving me a reason to hang out with wrestling friends again, because that was, I think, everybody seems like, because there was a lot of people there that haven't done much, if at all, and it seemed like everybody was relieved and needed this, and just felt like a weight was off of them after the show was over. So
I was impressed at how many people in these matches hadn't skipped a beat from the last time I saw them, and it's been months since a lot of them have wrestled.
Absolutely.
And that was really great to see.
So. Let's see the highlights from friends of the show that you guys know from here. Ziggy Heim versus Andrew Palace was a fun one. PB Smooth took on the Big Game Leroy. Katie, I'm sure you enjoyed as much as I do. Big Game Leroy was playing his Nintendo Switch in the match.
He was just doing flips, holding his Switch. I was like, how are you doing that, friend?
Yeah, handed it off for part of the match and kept rolling with it.
What game was he playing?
They never said.
Damn. Because it seems like that would be a perfect opportunity to play the Mario level Flip Switch Canyon.
There you go. There you go. Is there a very tall, maybe like the one with the tall cactuses, since his opponent was PB Smooth and he was like half his size? Yeah.
Itty bitty.
It'd be really funny if he was just fishing in Animal Crossing.
Yeah. So, Katie, anything else you want to say about the show on Saturday?
Oh, it was really weird for me to be at a show and Lawless came out and the crowd cheered. Mm-hmm. And I'm usually, if I'm watching a show and if I'm close enough, I will yell, "Lawless sucks," because you have to. And it was so weird to me that people were cheering for him because of what he did, in real life, like not in Wrestle World. Like,
for those who don't know, he was involved. He was the lawyer behind the G Raver Cornette lawsuit that recently resolved in G Raver's favor. And of course, there's a very aware wrestling crowd that they absolutely know that, right?
Wait, who was he the lawyer for?
For G Raver.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
dude, you don't know, dude. Like David Lawless.
Okay, that's great then.
there was. I think I like half formed a tweet, but this idea is still in my head. Like having an actual wrestler that's a lawyer on your roster has paid dividends for I don't know how many promoters and wrestlers in the area.
It's shocking David Otunga doesn't get more work done.
I know, right? Well, listen. Everybody on that level that Otunga's on can freaking afford a lawyer. We're talking about indie wrestlers, Mike. That are like, hey man, can you?
Well, I mean, Otunga has not been wrestling for years. I'm pretty sure he could use the work.
Yeah, but isn't he married to Jennifer Hudson? I think he's okay.
I'm pretty sure
I'm sorry. Ended. I'm not caught up on my TMZ.
That ended a bit ago.
Yeah.
Maybe still doing extra work in movies or something. But no. So I started had a half tweet that now we just need more psychiatrists that can wrestle. to help out the rest of the other side, the rest of the problems in wrestling right now. Because, oh boy. So,
And then the other question I have is, did anybody ever tell Lawless that he almost hit that kid with a stapler?
I don't know.
So yeah,
Yeah, explain what happened.
I couldn't see. We were sitting on the, on the right side of looking, from hard cab right side, and then so on the opposite side, we're in our camp chairs, so we can't see exactly what's happening on the opposite side. He's wrestling Nick Stope.
I think the former CPA.
Yeah.
That was his name, Mike. CPA. He was a CPA named CPA that wrestled.
Okay.
And somehow a stapler got pulled out. He had stapled Lawless's shirt to a tree. Lawless may have stapled the dude in the head. I don't know.
Like not a good stapler, like a crappy office stapler.
Have you seen my stapler, red
Yes.
stapler?
Oh, so a swing line.
Yeah, I don't think it was that good. I think it was like a Dollar General one.
It was probably the one you got in the box set. Do you remember that, Mike? When you bought Office Space, you got the stapler that wasn't the real legit swing line.
I gotcha.
That level.
That's not great.
No. So Lawless chucks it into the crowd. There is one kid, like little kid in the crowd, and so close to nailing the kid.
No, the one over by the car, by the dilapidated car. Yeah, it was a randomly dilapidated, no tires, flat tires car in the middle. And there's a fire pit everybody had to walk around to.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's great.
It was very much backyard.
It really was the high level in my head what Sorgstock would have been. Really, in the long run. But no, but yeah. So the way that was. But still, it was a lot of fun. Other than kids almost being impaled by a stapler.
Well, we also had we had an auction.
Oh, yes.
So it's Still Life with apricots and pears now.
Mm-hmm.
Was versus Molly McCoy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she came out in a Flyers jersey, by the way, Mike.
Yes.
Ooh.
Which folks
huge heel heat.
She's a general hockey persona, Mike, and of course, typically
general hockey persona.
Chikara, yes, maybe she's a general too. I didn't check her stars. But obviously being in Chikara, they're in Philadelphia, so. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, she was booed out of the building last time she was here too.
So she knew exactly what she was.
Oh, she knew exactly. Oh, and she played it up. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know if she's a heel when she's there, but she knew what town she was in.
Like I'm pretty sure the only thing from Philadelphia that can get over anywhere outside of Philadelphia is Gritty.
Yeah,
there's that. There's that.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing.
But it's Katie. Go ahead to continue the story.
Oh, so Still Life comes out. Usually they set up an easel with canvas, and somehow I don't remember how it happened, but they started auctioning it off. They went back and forth, and there was a bidding war. I think it went for like $55 for a blank canvas
that got hit over somebody's head.
That's true, yeah.
Yes, and then she came around and did it, and it was like somebody. I think the referee came over afterwards and says that was obscene, but worth it. Probably because he got a cut out of it, but it was. But it's like that indie show kind of thing that can only happen at an indie show, and we're going to take the time to find somebody in the crowd that has $50. Either way, it was a good day for those two because I didn't see a lot of merch out there that night. Yeah. So. It was so much fun. Please go check it out. It's a great thing happening.
Sorg, who was the ref?
Damn it, I have a note somewhere. Hold on.
I forgot.
Hodner says someone was slammed into that fire pit.
Yes.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, especially since who knows what was in there because that was a big cleanup job that they had to do.
I would imagine fire.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, otherwise,
boy,
it's just a bit.
I apologize. I don't have the referee's name, but I think it's Nick something, but it's in my notes from the interview with him, and I don't have that with me now. But
he went the whole night. He was there. He did it the whole night.
Oh yeah,
nonstop. Wasn't exhausted.
Oh yeah, it was a 3-hour show, like something like 10 matches, and dude didn't look like he was like half a step by that last one. It was when I interviewed him, we were asking the COVID questions, like those videos that we put out on Indie Wrestling last week, And we asked like, what have you done to improve yourself over this time? And he's just like, I just been working out every day, you know. So apparently cardio was on top of it. So good for him. Good for him. He's a freaking champ. I don't know too many. Usually I have to check on the referee when they're Iron Manning something like that. There's a poor guy that did 19 matches for us at the 2PW taping, and I was just like, So, no, a really good time. You know, a lot of props to MV Young. And if you're in Pittsburgh, please keep an eye out. MV Young has apparently the day after somebody stole his bag that was sitting on the porch of the house while he was cleaning up, and somebody, not a wrestler, this was after everybody left, obviously, somebody in the neighborhood, somewhere in the north side, general north side area over there, walked off with it, including his gear, money, credit cards, the championship belt. So yeah, so if you see somebody walking around with I forget what belt it is. I think it's the Battle Arts belt, if I'm not mistaken.
It's the Wrestling Lab.
Wrestling Lab, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a Wrestling Lab belt. So if you see somebody walking around with a championship belt that is not a WWE belt, go maybe grab a picture, follow them, and message MV Young, and hopefully that can get resolved. I think somebody's going to check the pawn shops this week, from what I understand. So keep an eye out for that. Really shitty thing to do after or to have happen after such a great day Saturday. So thank you, Katie, for dropping in. And I didn't show your pictures because I've been debating whether I can show those on YouTube.
That's what she said.
You know what? Screw it. There you go. There's butt pick number 1, and maybe Bradley's
Yay.
watching. We'll throw these out here for him. Yeah, there was a lot of buttness going on there. So of course,
Yeah, I mean,
of course. Peyton Graham.
Katie, can you start a stable called the Hurt Buttness?
The Hurt Buttness.
Yeah.
Or Butt Brigade or...
Butt hurtness.
Butt Hurtness.
Butt Hurtness?
Maybe.
The Buttconics? Or no, we're not doing that
Butt-
anymore.
No.
That was last
more-
week's gag.
Too soon.
Too soon? Too soon. I'm
Rude.
sorry.
Rude.
Too soon.
Katie, if you like, I understand it's late if you want to hop off, but if you want to hang around and let's find out what happened on Raw tonight.
To be fair, Sorg and I are probably just going to talk about New Mutants.
Oh, you watched it? Oh, yes, we are. If you're here for WWE RAW recap, I'm sorry, you're going to be disappointed.
Hey, Cedric Alexander turned. The WWE twisted the knife in my Iiconics sadness.
Yeah, yeah.
And then twisted it back by having them hug.
That's a lot of knifey twistiness for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to run away before you guys dive into this.
Okay. And before we spoil New Mutants for you.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
we definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't
By
want
the
to do
way,
that.
if you are in the chat room, we are going to spoil New Mutants.
By the way, it is playing locally here in Pittsburgh at the drive-in. I highly recommend it, and especially going on like a weeknight if you are so inclined, so you're not as
I
busy.
also saw it at drive-in.
I went 20 minutes. I think I got in 15 or 20 minutes after the gate opened, and there weren't a lot of spots left because of the way they're spacing.
Nice.
They also had it on the smaller of the 4 screens. So, but is she gone yet? Thank you, Katie. Where can people follow what's going on with you before you head out of here?
Kate Marie PGH on Instagram. I've been tweeting a lot more on Dudders on Twitter.
Yay!
Ooh. You can see some butts on my Twitter.
And a lot of
Not
shares.
necessarily your butt. You
Yeah.
have to be in studio to see that. I would
Oh,
assume.
Yeah.
oh!
Only Patreons. Oh, geez.
Before you go, because I made
Okay.
I made the one connection with I think there was the one girl from the Bronx. Did you see her filming with an 8mm camera?
Yes. She
That
was taking Polaroids and had
Yes.
8mm.
oh yeah, and I
So
was sharing
cool.
some of her Polaroids today too. So follow. It's over on my account. Sorgatron. I shared like one of the Polaroids so you can follow the thread back. And she said that because she's got a few other things she's got lined up. Because I want to see how the 8mm footage went, because those little like kind of hand cameras from back in the day, like before I don't know, is it from like the early 90s maybe, even older probably. Like I think it's the camera you see in Super 8 the movie.
Yeah, you could hear it clicking
Oh yeah.
across.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just like
cool.
I caught her at the end of the night, and I was just like, listen, hey, I want your account. You know, where are you posting this? I want to see how this thing turns out. So, no, so throw out props to that. I don't have the Twitter off the top of my head, but I know I shared it on mine earlier today. So please go. So much awesome happening. There was so many. I just been so happy with being around creative people over what we've been doing on the show here last week, and you know, straight through everybody that we dealt with over the weekend. Just awesome. Just see this awesome energy happening. You know, I think everybody's kind of getting out of that quarantine funk of sorts. So, and making some cool stuff. Thank you, Katie, again for coming on.
Thank you, Katie.
Bye. I miss you.
Bye.
So about New Mutants.
Hold on. Let's save that for
Okay,
the
let's
end.
talk about Raw. Let's talk about Raw.
So if there are people who actually care about spoilers for that, then we
Yeah,
can
yeah. Let's
talk
be
about
fair
it.
to them. Let's be fair to them.
Yeah. So Raw. Raw was weird. Raw was just odd. Like it didn't seem like it seemed like the saying too many cooks in the kitchen.
It did seem all over the place.
This had too many kitchens.
We do have a comment. We do have a review for Raw. Our friend Tatiana Rose said Drew McIntyre in a tank top. That's it. That's all I have to say.
That's fair.
Drew's for the ladies.
As a fair and balanced assessment.
There you go. Thank you for that, Tati. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Drew black is a better color for him.
Okay.
He had a black tank top. It's a good color. It's
Okay.
good.
Okay. Now that we're up on the fashion sense of Drew McIntyre, are you?
He
Here's
kicked Randy Orton 3 times because
did.
Randy Orton
I-
kind of kicked him 3 times.
I have a problem. I have a problem with the fact that we're doing exactly the same thing, because it was just like you heard this siren, to which I think, is Scott Steiner back?
You did the math on that.
I did the math on that one, and I forget the rest of it. And then so that bothers me, and it's just like, why are you've been in the hospital for several. It's not like the one time when somebody went to the hospital in the ambulance.
Yeah, it's
obviously
like
hijacked the ambulance and came back, which was like I couldn't remember if it was Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose that did that. Probably both at some point.
Austin did it, Roman did it, Ambrose did it.
Yeah, you're getting a little too tropey here. Well, your own trope as well. A little. Yeah, it just like we're just like the rehash is bad lately.
It's a lot of it's bad, to be honest. Like, oh god, like there's so many teams breaking up. There are so many matches that are advertised and not finished.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happened with the with Nia Jax versus the Riot Squad? We don't know, because
Yeah, we never even referenced it again.
No, they were just gone in the ring. I get, like, it's not even like, we see them leaving because we think Retribution's coming. No, it's just we see a random Shield video of people in hoodies. And I'm like, okay, hi Dijakovic, I can see you there.
Yeah.
You're the tall one. And I'm sorry, I like Dijak a lot. If he's the head of this, that's not going to work.
I don't.
Dijakovic couldn't even beat Keith Lee.
Yeah. It's and supposedly maybe like Mia Yim might be a part of this too.
Well, I doubt Mia Yim's going to be part of it if she's with Keith Lee. Like, it's been very evident that she is with Keith Lee on camera.
Yeah.
It's been very evident.
But also, we've moved to Raw, and we can just ignore that because it's Raw, and that's how we apparently do shows now, or have always. So I'm not the Retribution stuff. Hey, they got a logo, good, because their graffiti sucks.
They got a logo, and the second you get a logo, like, it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
The second you get a logo, it's a stable. It's not like the Nexus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when the Nexus interfered, they all had just the one armband, and that was it. They didn't have a logo, they didn't have music, they didn't have anything until they were officially recognized.
And that is a good point, Dave Ponner, because as the other point I was going to make was this: they just turned into the Shield. They're a masked Shield right now. And
yeah, at one time there were like 30 of them, and now there's 5.
Yeah, I'm not. So like, we're gonna come out and like 5 of them unmasked at some point.
They clearly did not have people in mind for this when they started it, because they just chose they probably chose the same people who were playing the ninjas.
Also,
and
could have
said,
been
we're going to put you in slightly different hoodies.
And the plan could have changed. Also, this has not been connected to mysterious hacker guy, right?
No, that's dropped completely.
We just gave up on that.
I think that's completely just dropped.
It's a GTV right now.
It's Ali TV.
It's an Ali GTV. Wait, that's a different guy. Sorry. Is that what that guy did?
Yeah.
It's been so long since I watched Ali G. I mean, for a reason.
GTV.
Ali GTV, man. Those were
and they call you the
some
Big
days.
Show.
What's that?
They call you the Big Show.
Oh, jeez.
GTV.
I don't. Yeah, it's fine. Like Raw's gone back
fine.
to it's fine. Hey, man, dude, I love SmackDown. I went back to watching SmackDown on my Saturday mornings.
Well, SmackDown is interesting.
It is interesting. It's actually very interesting. I love the flow of the show. The Uso thing happening. I mean, I knew it happened. So, but watching that progression,
that bothers me.
that bothers you because they threw him.
I mean, I'm fine with it because you need to feed someone to Roman.
Oh, it's a feed. It's a feed, but
it's a feed.
I like the
I'm
story.
okay with
I
that.
can still like the story, even though I know how it's going to end. I know the Avengers are going to win, except for that one time in a movie. But I can still love the story, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to feed someone to Roman right away,
He's hungry.
I'm glad it's someone that's not going to get hurt.
He's hungry. He's a big dog.
That's I've heard that.
I understand.
I've heard that he's a big dog. He's a tribal chief. I don't know what the fuck he is. No one knows.
Yeah, I get what.
I
like the
tribal chief.
I do like they were calling him the tribal chief, and I like that. It really links back into his history with Hobbs and Shaw. I almost said Calvin and Hobbes. That is not correct.
Yeah.
I also saw a crossover
Calvin
comic.
and Hobbes and Shaw and yeah.
Also, I'm thrown off because at some point today I saw a comic book cover of a crossover between Calvin and Hobbes and Batman.
Yeah, I was actually
You're aware of this?
I was just actually wearing a shirt today that's a crossover of Calvin and Hobbes and Harry Potter.
Random note for absolutely no reason. There's at least 2 recent series of Black Panther. They're absolutely free on Comixology. You should go download and read eventually.
Highly recommend.
So I don't know how long they're doing it. I just downloaded them earlier today, so just throwing it out there. No, SmackDown. Yeah, SmackDown was fun with that. I know it's a we don't have tag teams kind of situation, but I still want to see. I am still happy to see Bar 2.0. That's who they are to me now. Against the I almost called them party favors or something. What are the primetime? What are they? The party favors. Private Party?
Street Profits.
The Street Party favors.
You almost called them Private Party. Got it.
I think I did. Private Party, but I didn't even get that right. So all I could come out of my head was Profit, Party, and Favors. If that's not right, that was the word I was throwing away, and that's where we landed. So,
yeah. Street Party, everyone.
Listen, man, I watched. You know what I did today? I went to my mom's, which is apparently where all the rain was happening in the area.
Okay.
So, which it was fine here in Pittsburgh apparently for most of the day, and I watched the new Gorilla movie on Disney Plus, the one and only Ivan. I almost said Ivar.
Oh, he looked like he got hurt.
What?
Speaking of, Ivar looked like he got hurt bad.
Oh, did he? I didn't catch that. Oh.
Yeah, as soon as he hit that suicide dive onto everyone, he immediately threw up an axe.
No.
Immediately. Like camera caught and everything. I think that was why there was that weird finish.
And side with that, we'll talk more about it tomorrow. But good vibes out to Matt Hardy. I understand his review. I just saw what happened today. I was busy with the Polycar party and everything, so I didn't get to see any of all.
And Tony Khan says he's fine. Yeah, my ass, he's fine.
Tony Khan, well, he said about the MRI and stuff, and he was driving home. Like, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna believe the wife in that situation.
Did the wife say something different?
Oh, Rebby is heated.
Okay. Oh yeah, Rebby will not.
Rebby doesn't mince words.
Hey, I'm with you. If AEW is gonna pull some wonky shit around something like this, they cannot be doing that. After all that they've done and how they're putting down the other guys on safety, they cannot fuck around. So
yeah,
and then I want to ask the question. I want to also ask the question: how is the Jaguar organization with injuries, and how they cover those?
Yeah. So Rebby is also pissed at her husband. To be fair,
for doing a stupid spot because it looked like a.
She,
by the way,
said,
I saw it. It looks like a stupid fucking spot.
Yeah,
and that's now twice that he got hurt in a match with Sammy G.
Yeah. So basically, Rebby said Matt was the number one idiot in this scenario. I'll let you figure out who number two was. She also said yesterday they needed additional imaging done after his CT. He's still in the hospital. She's pretty sure it's 1,000% a concussion. Anyone with eyes could told you that, though. And Brian Alvarez was told Matt Hardy was doing a lot better today. And Rebby says, funny, neither Matt nor I have spoken with you.
I think Tony Khan's getting information like secondhand. Not the appropriate information, and it's making him show his ass a little bit. So I'm hoping that changes and he's corrected by Wednesday. So we will see where we're at. I'm sounding like Matt Hardy now.
Not a great look for AEW.
Why am I sounding like Matt Hardy?
I don't know.
Oh, because I was my party foul earlier? Probably. Anyways. Other positive for tonight. You need to see this because you didn't see the last 20 minutes. We had our kind of come around on Buddy Murphy, who got ousted.
Oh, I saw the clip.
Oh, you did see the clip?
It's Whacking Day.
It's what?
It's Whacking Day.
It's Whacking Day? Is that a Simpsons reference?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, that's all
it is.
Like, all right, I'm like, okay, fine, but again, why?
Roll back. Reports are a possible stinger for Ivar.
Yeah.
So vibes to that.
It kind of looked like it.
Vibes to that. Vibes to Matt Hardy. Vibes to Rebby. Rebby's always been kind to us, Mike, on our midweek war when we were saying fuck that owl.
Fuck that owl.
Yeah. So.
And fuck that con.
And Matt was delightful when I've had interactions with him a couple of times, including. Well, Mike, you know the story when I got to talk to him about his wife. He says, "Oh, she loves that." He's walking away with Jeff. Fuck that owl. So,
yeah, like I hope Matt Hardy's okay because that's not a spot.
No.
Anyone should be doing, let alone someone who's done a lot of spots like that.
And it is very similar to what we saw from our friend Sean Phoenix. So I mean that it's relatively the same thing. A different part of his head because I think it was the back of his head that hit. Sean, it was the side of his head that hit. So it's the same thing. Like I get these guys. And I always worry when I see something like that.
Maybe this is why you shouldn't have matches in places that aren't designed to hold wrestling matches. Like the back of a fucking restaurant, bar, whatever Daly's place is.
I can't have that argument because I feel like that's a lot of wrestling. Whether it be backyard brawls and stuff like that.
You have to make sure it's safe.
Yes.
Like if you're gonna do a spot, and WWE gets criticized for this, especially when it's a pre-tape segment. When they cut away and it's clearly a crash pad, do a fucking crash pad.
Yeah.
Do a crash pad. It's safer.
Well,
it's so much safer.
It's safer, but I mean, then talk about table spots and off the stage through a table without a crash pad and things like that. Those are things that happen, and there's a lot of things, and these are all things if missed minusculely, but these are professionals that should be able to do it. Finally, Now, I will say Sammy is a younger talent, and maybe, because he kind of speared him pretty hard off of that, and they were pretty close. It should be, and you've seen that where there's a spear and then a downward motion, right? And that didn't seem to happen.
But that's why you set up 2 tables.
I've seen a double table spot similar to this, where I was very worried about some people afterwards in front of me at ringside.
But you're mapping this all out.
Yeah.
Like, especially in a time where AEW is lauded for taking wrestlers' safety as paramount. You do something like this, it's idiotic. And the fact that they continued the match is even worse.
No, I didn't know that.
That
it didn't end then?
No, that should have ended the match right there.
I will levy some criticism at AEW for that one for sure. That
should have ended the match right there.
I do plan to watch some, if not all, of All Out before tomorrow night's show. So I want to continue the conversation after I've seen more of the situation. Because all I've seen is the one clip of him going through the table. It was off a forklift in the table if you didn't see this clip, but I think it's been everywhere by now. And again, I don't know what precluded it. I don't know what went after it. In my mind, it was like, oh, and then the match ended. But if you're telling me it does it, that's fucked up. For how bad that.
If you go on Rebby's Twitter, she has a clip of the match where Matt's just stumbling around, and it's very clear that he's not right.
Yeah. No, certainly that's a problem, and I hope he hates to see somebody get hurt, so hopefully that works out for him in the end. So, but yeah, we'll take about. I'm sure we'll talk much more tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're gonna have I want to say Tony Khan. Tony Kincaid, announcer for Prospect Pro Wrestling and Renegade Wrestling Alliance, and also one of our people from Top Rope Tabletop, our D&D group that we just recorded with and streamed with Friday here in the studio. It's still a mess. I still have cameras strewn all about because we socially distanced everybody properly to make it as safe as possible, but everybody had a camera and a microphone. So it's like they weren't away, but no, it's a lot of fun. That's over on the YouTube and the Facebook if you guys want to check that out. And I'm probably going to drop the entire 3.5 hour session on podcasts if you guys want to listen to it, because I understand watching a 3 hour video might be a little too much, but you want to kind of throw it up while you're doing chores. I think that'll be worthwhile for a lot of you guys out there. It's a lot of fun. Dude, Justin Idol and his boner in Dinosaur is something else. The Bonar is the name of his sword.
I mean, and that's accurate.
So yeah. We have like clips that'll be rolling out in the next couple of weeks too that I was editing tonight. So anything from Raw, or should we get into the New Mutants talk? Because it's getting kind of late.
Well, Cedric Alexander finally turned heel.
Okay.
As we expected, for the most part.
Finally, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
now I like the group. By the way,
why you would turn heel to side against someone who can't get you title shots?
Mm-hmm.
Like by joining the faction with the U.S. champion, you immediately disqualify yourself for any shot at that championship.
Especially when it's complaining about fighting for somebody for his championship. Now you're on the other side doing the same thing.
Unless we're getting Seti and Shelton going for the tag straps.
It could be fun. Now I gotta say though, I like the group.
Yeah,
I love the makeup of that group.
The group's fine. The group's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what their goals are, really, because one week they want to take over Raw Underground. Now they've completely ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Raw Underground, just stop.
I don't get it. I don't know what we're doing anymore.
No one gets it. Like, are Kevin Owens and Aleister Black still fighting?
I think so.
They might be.
What? No, though that guy the big guy put him down.
Oh yeah, Dabakato.
Yeah.
But like, none of it makes any sense. None of it matters.
It's interesting. It's aesthetically interesting, but I can't roll with it.
If we were doing this, if we were doing that for a whole hour,
mm-hmm.
like if the third hour of Raw was just Raw Underground, that would be something that would be interesting.
So,
but because honestly, they're not even full matches.
no.
Like, I don't know why there's a ref in there, because it looks like it's Shane that calls when all the fights are over.
Yep.
And also, +1 to Kevin Owens for still hating Shane McMahon.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, that was a good callback.
Yeah.
There was a tweet by a wrestler, I think, tonight that said, "Who's getting over on Raw Underground?" And that's a good question.
Shane.
Shane is, yeah. There you go. So I don't know what that turns into. Is a Retribution side hustle? I don't know.
Like, if it turns out Shane's at the head of Retribution,
that's yeah, that's bullshit. So So one thing that Raw Underground has done for me is when it comes on, I pay attention because they tend to end so quickly.
oh, I don't pay attention at all.
So
I've completely
listen.
lost interest in it.
I'm interested in the concept, also because it's very similar to something I'm working on. So I'm very interested in how we're doing this and how we're going to ruin it. So that's. But I'm also like, okay, what are you going? Like, seriously, this is different for you. What do you do with it? Right? What do you in the WWE machine do with it? You know? So I don't know. Like, it's not. Also, how many rings are set up throughout that arena? Because we have the interview ring that Randy and Drew started fighting in with like half ropes gone and all this stuff. It was just like, wait, there's like, how many? What did they just set them up everywhere? Is this the new Performance Center? What's happening? Also, I do wonder if the Performance Center now has their rings back. if they went back and set it back up so everybody can go back to training. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. We got another Super Tuesday tomorrow. I wonder if we'll get another report.
Yeah, it's Super Tuesday.
That's the number 2. He's holding up the number 2 for you guys on audio.
Number 2.
All right, Mike. I've had enough of this.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else from Raw
There
that
isn't.
we need to touch on.
Mike.
Oh, I'm gonna say one more thing. If you break up the Iconics,
Mm-hmm.
Bliss and Nikki, and Bailey and Sasha, all within the span of conservatively 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and in return, you give me Nia and Shayna and Lana and Natalya, that's like expecting a steak and getting a dog chew toy that looks like a chicken bone.
Yeah.
Because what? Like I know they don't care about tag team wrestling. I know that because we can't even find someone for the Raw Tag Team Champions to fight that they haven't fought 18 times before. By the way, I think that Bachelor chick is done. I think she's just gone.
After she was left behind, Retribution ate her.
Unless she is behind Retribution.
Oh, there's a swerve for you.
Yeah, that's.
I dig that idea. I see that. But Tina wants to talk about the Mysterio street fight, but you didn't really see much of it. I enjoyed it.
But you know,
I enjoyed it.
I'm sorry.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm sorry. No slight to Dominic. I'm sure the street fight was fine. He should not be main eventing Raw.
It was good. What, buddy?
Yeah,
Come on.
But Sorg, football starts next week.
What?
No one.
Football is happening?
No one.
What?
Yes.
I don't know.
Sorg.
I walked by Heinz Field. It looks pretty quiet over there.
We have a fantasy football league going.
We do? Am I in it?
No.
Oh, good.
Because you don't know. You don't know about the sports.
No, I don't anymore.
I've asked you many times.
I am not
I didn't even bother
hardcore.
asking you this.
I am not hardcore with the sporty sport.
Yeah, that's fine. But like, Sorg, do you think anyone is going to tune out of football, live football, to watch anything that's on Raw?
Absolutely not. No, there's nothing. No,
not even close.
No, you had
not even motherfucking close.
No. I
Yeah,
think
especially now, Drew's gonna be like, my head,
yeah.
and Randy's gonna be like, no, like, no one cares
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
like about any of it.
mm-mm. Oh, the nice thing though is, because I'm pretty sure this is the case, I'm not gonna have to worry about traffic problems when there's a Steelers game this season.
That is, as far as I know, that's absolutely true.
Yeah. Although interestingly, they do have the merch stand out front.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will.
So I saw them selling something out of the merch stand when I was walking
Yeah,
by
I-
on Sunday. So
I would sell stuff too. Why not?
I mean, it's next to a very walkable touristy area, so I get it.
Yeah,
I get
Sorg.
it.
Oh, and Sorg, the Monday night matchup, Pittsburgh versus New York.
Who?
The Steelers. They're gonna
Oh,
be here.
cool. Oh, cool. Oh,
They're
cool.
gonna be here. They're gonna be in New York,
You know,
so you don't even have to worry about it.
which is so bad considering how many Steelers that I've talked to in the last couple months.
You don't even know. It's
No,
okay,
no
Sorg.
idea. It's like, hello, Mr. Moats. Were you good? I don't know. No, Arthur Moats is a delight, by the way. I've worked with him twice now. A delight.
Okay.
So, Mike,
Yeah.
non-spoiler thoughts on New Mutants, and then we'll get spoilery. New Mutants thoughts, go.
It was delightful.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an X-Men movie.
No.
It is not a movie for kids.
No. Well, mine was paired with Deadpool, so that should tell you.
Yeah, mine was paired with Madagascar.
What?
Mhm.
What the
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Somebody did not get the memo on that one.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It was fun. I can see
How
the actors
Yeah.
did the best they could with a not great script.
Okay. So, and are you? I am not terribly well versed. I was trying to remember what some of their powers were during the course of the movie, but I've read New Mutants from like early issues and X-Force and things like that with the same characters, like Spot here and there and everything, right?
I recognized some of them. I didn't recognize all of them.
And plus, some of them were characters in the Fox Gifted show. As well, of course, a whole different thing. But so I took this as a thing, like much like Deadpool is a thing that happens in this universe, but it's happening over here and it's a different kind of movie. That's what I take this as, the New Mutants. I was ready for a wildly different take on a lot of the characters. I was very sad, we're going to get a slight spoiler here, when I realized who the Doctor is, which I didn't realize until her powers happened, because I'm like, this name sounds familiar to me.
I don't know if I ever recognized who the Doctor
She
was.
is, this would be a late 90s character, if I recall. Cecilia Reyes. She was a doctor that was hanging with them, and I think was undiscovered mutant for a while. And then she has these kind of, the force fields like you see in the movie.
Yeah.
We're in spoiler territory, by the way. Please tune out. So.
Oh, I mean this was in the trailer.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
Her doing.
Yeah, I mean.
Her doing the thing was in the trailer.
Oh no, that wasn't.
No, that wasn't in the trailer. Just that she was there and she's a doctor and everything. I accept the way that it connected with the Essex stuff, because it really does kind of link right into what they were trying to do with Logan and stuff. That's fine. I don't like the idea of it because it's not Mr. Sinister, personally, but still, like, that at least connected that thread. So you were slightly rewarded if you observed Logan and the other stuff. So this is like early days of what you see on Logan, I guess. Enjoyed the characters, enjoyed most of the characters and how they were represented. I fanboy squealed a little bit when I saw actual Lockheed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I was just like,
Me
that
too.
made everything in the movie worth it.
Mhm.
Was
Yep,
that you saw
I, 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 I
Lockheed.
literally said the same thing.
Yes.
I said the same thing because, like, I would have preferred that, you know, it was Kitty Pryde that showed up with Lockheed, but you know,
Yeah. Well,
Figured.
but that's this connects. Like I believe this connects with her as well, technically.
I
in
don't
the
know.
origin.
Well, because here's the thing, like, I think Lockheed only exists when magic is magicking.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't actual Lockheed, because actual Lockheed is like a space dragon.
So
It just
I'm
happened to be a
checking in on
dragon
it.
puppet that she called Lockheed.
Yes, it was something. So here's the other thing, because to my knowledge of her powers, she has magic, but she
Yeah.
ended up in basically hell, and their thing was that limbo was a thing she created.
Yeah.
And
Well, she thinks she created it. I think it's something that exists.
oh, she thinks she
in
created.
the-
Okay,
I think she thinks that she created it, but it's just something that she happened to be able to tap into.
okay, that makes
Because that
sense.
character is technically Colossus's sister.
Yes, and did they say her last name? I believe they did.
Yeah. I
They
think
did
so.
not officially reference the connection.
No.
But they may have referenced her in other movies.
No.
No, that didn't happen. Fever
I don't
Dream.
believe so.
Fever Dream. Fever Dream. Fever Dream.
Fever Dream, probably.
Fever Dream. Okay, just a lot. There's a lot happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He is mostly connected with Kitty. No, wait. Here we go. Kitty Pryde, teenage member, tells a bedtime story to Ilana, who was living with the X-Men at the time. Ah, okay. So Lockheed was from a story, and then later pops up in this alien stuff. Okay, she's got loose connections with early Lockheed stuff. That still works.
Yeah. I mean, like the movie was fine. It wasn't like anything terrible. Like I think it was better than, let's say, Wolverine Origins.
Yeah. This is easily in the top 10 X-Men movies. By the way, I think there were 13.
Wow, you're putting it that high. I don't.
Well, I think it could be in the top 6.
Oh, I
I'll
don't,
move it
I don't
up.
think it's that
I'll
good.
move it up.
I don't think it's that good. I give more credit to The Last Stand than most people do. So
Wow, really? Really?
one reason only.
Juggernaut?
No, Kelsey Grammer is pitch perfect.
Kelsey Grammer, Kitty
Kelsey
Pryde.
Grammer-
Like you gave
Kelsey
me
Grammer is pitch perfect. As
Yeah.
Beast.
You gave
Like-
me
Like, that's literally
glimpses of greatness.
That's everything I wanted.
Glimpses
And-
of greatness.
When Kelsey Grammer says "By my stars and garters," I fucking believe he knows exactly what that phrase means. Yeah,
Yeah,
But,
it's top-ish. I mean,
it's
what's your best X-Men movie? What do you think is the best?
X2. X2. I'm going X2.
Can I just say my top 3 are
Okay.
X2,
Yep.
Logan, Days of Future Past.
Oh wow, you're not even going first class.
No.
First class might be my second.
No,
First class might be my second.
First class is. You know what? I need to write this blog post
Sorg,
and
let's
figure
just-
out where. I never deeply considered this.
Sorg, let's you and I let's just talk this out. Let's just rank our X-Men
Okay,
movies.
why
for-
not? Why not? Here we
We've
are.
got
Here we
time.
are.
It's quarantine. We've got nothing but time.
I do have a meeting tomorrow, but it's at 1:00. So
I have work tomorrow. But
yeah.
we
Okay.
can carry
Anyways,
on.
go ahead.
The
Go ahead.
commute is a lot easier.
Okay.
I have to walk across the hall.
I do have to go downtown, but I don't think many are. So
But yeah, like X2, first class. Then I think I go Days of Future Past. Then probably Logan. Because Logan, I don't know, on a rewatch doesn't hold up as well for me.
still tremendously sad for me. Tremendous.
Yeah, it's. I don't know, the Wolverine clone always kind of bothers me. at this
So
point.
I'm with you on movies in the top 4 or 5 wherever we're at. I'm just different on order.
Yeah. I think I'd probably put the first X-Men up there too.
No.
Oh, you wouldn't?
Not in retrospect, no.
Okay.
I will give
right.
a weight for being the first one in the model. But I also will always hate it for giving us black leather X-Men suits. Because when you do them, because I hated that, and I hated the roll into now everybody's got black leather in my X-Men comics, and it pissed me off so bad.
What's your worst X-Men movie? Is it Origins?
No, it would be Last Stand. Origins would be next to Origins has a little bit of redeeming value.
For me, I think the worst is Apocalypse.
No. So here's the thing. So you got New Mutants, you got Apocalypse, and we got Dark Phoenix. We've established what the tone of this universe is, and all we're doing is just I take them as they're nothing special, but they're episodes. You know what I mean? To me, they feel, and those I would probably put in those upper 10 slots. Is those movies, okay? Because to me, we're just like, oh, it's just the next one. Oh, it's just the next one. It's like, it's another James Bond movie. Is it significant in the line of James Bond? Not really, but it's another one. Here we go. That's where I hold those. I don't think Apocalypse is terrible. I usually have problems when I had this thought as well. If you have a problem with the chronology and characters of the X-Men, try watching Highlander. Because what a clusterfuck that series is. A lot of great movies, but what a clusterfuck. If you're like, oh, so this connects to this. Oh, we just threw this. Wait, then the series is this. Wait, but then we came into the series and the movies with the same guy. What, does this even matter?
Sorg,
at least there's a Sweet Queen soundtrack.
There was a span of about a month and a half where I was talking to our mutual friend, Berg's wife. She was watching the X-Men movies out of order.
Oh, no. But then what is the order?
Because no one else was responding to her on Twitter, she kept asking all these questions about the X-Men movies. I spent about 2 months trying to tell her exactly what order to watch these in.
I think I saw this back and forth.
Why the timeline has rebooted and resetted.
Yes.
Exactly why James McAvoy somehow turns into Patrick Stewart in the span of about 7 years. And why?
Oh, the timeline and aging of everybody is piss poor in the new class series of films. Don't get me like it's been 10 years between each of those films. You realize?
Yeah, I know.
Each of those films,
the only one that makes sense, like Logan, makes sense. He doesn't age.
Yeah.
Mystique makes sense. She doesn't age.
Yeah.
Because she can technically make herself look like whatever she wants.
Everybody else, what the hell?
Yeah. See, I think that's why those movies rank a little bit lower for me, just because like there's no at least X-Men X2 X3 there was progression and there was age being shown. If you look at Iceman from X-Men 1, Iceman from X-Men 3 looks older, which is nice because he is older. That's that's age. You can't really give the movie credit for that. But he's got a better skill set because he's been training longer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even a plot point. Why Pyro's powers didn't increase that much, but Iceman's did. That's a plot point in that movie, and that's very well done.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm with this.
But progression from First Class to Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, New Dark Phoenix. I think I'm missing one in there. I don't even know what the progression is. All those characters are exactly the same.
Yes.
All those characters are I'm sorry, Beast. like the fact that he turns back and forth into Beast bothers me on a very deep level.
Also bothers me, yes.
Yeah, like the point of Beast is that he's Beast. Like, and he even accepted it at the end of First Class, and then everyone regressed in Days of Future Past.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone regressed, and I don't like that. And there was never a storyline reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
There was never a storied reason for it. Like why did Charles Xavier suddenly become a drug user?
Yeah.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I can't put those movies as high, because while I love Quicksilver, don't get me wrong, Quicksilver is great, but the rest of those movies kind of fall apart a lot.
I am more forgiving on that timeline situation. I guess it's the timeline versus the mishandling of characters and disconnect of characters. On what bothers me more than you. So I think that's why.
I don't think any of those characters are well served. In like, Beast has accepted his role as Beast at the end of First Class.
Yeah, and then goes back.
Like,
yeah.
Mystique says he looks great as Blue and all that stuff, and then he's suddenly not. He's back to trying to find a cure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not that character.
Yeah.
That's not that character at all.
So, well, now we've talked X-Men.
Yeah.
Mike, we've been at this for a while. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Just like the X-Men movies.
Otherwise, New Mutants is great for a going out to the drive-in.
Oh yeah,
great
absolutely.
for that. Great for except for it's dark. It's a dark movie, and that's usually not served very well at the drive-in. So I can't wait for the home release so I can see more detail on some of those finer points of that movie. So, but anyways, Mike, Mad Mike 483 on the Twitters.
Yeah, I'm on there sometimes. Also, one last thing about the X-Men. All this being said that we've said, I still want a petition that Scarlet Witch finds Old Man Logan in the desert before the events of Logan so that he can start the X-Men in the MCU.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
That's
what I want. That's what I want in Doctor Strange.
Make it so.
Multiverse movie.
There it is.
Or in WandaVision. I don't care when or where it happens. Just give me Hugh Jackman for one movie, start the X-Men, and then he can go die.
If those ever happen.
Oh, they'll happen.
Who knows at this point?
Sorg.
Yeah.
They'll happen.
They'll find a way. Find a way.
Disney will film on the moon. They will film every MCU movie on the moon.
Life and Disney Studios will find a way. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, talking some wrestling again on the main show. We'll see you then. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.